Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. I regret to inform you that the Velma show and anything surrounding it has continued to get worse. Public opinion of the Velma show is currently so low that I can confidently say that High Guardian Spice had more support during its time. And Velma is not just hated by any group in particular, it's managed to piss off nearly every group on the internet, with its content earning universal hatred in the process. And in my previous video about Velma, we looked at the trailer and initial reactions to the series, and lo and behold, the series is just as bad as everyone predicted. The plot is horrible, the writing embarrassingly sloppy, and the jokes, it's like they were AI generated using Twitter humor as a dataset. And look, I'm not some guard at Guantanamo Bay, I'm not going to torture you with a review of the episodes. Instead, we're going to look at the many side quests that have come out of this series over the past few days, because honestly, some of these developments are pretty eyebrow-raising. And after covering these events, I'm pretty sure this will be my last Velma video because 2 Velma videos is too many. So speaking of 2, we begin with a tragic development. Velma Season 2 has reportedly been confirmed by HBO Max, already renewed for a second season only days after the first season premiered. If this is true, and at the moment everything suggests that it is, a lot of people should be feeling guilty right now. I said it in the last video, no hate watching. I don't care how curious you are. I don't care how tempting it is to watch the slow car crash happen. Don't watch Velma. You knew it was bad. There was no reason to engage with it, but like moths to the flame, clearly a whole bunch of people couldn't help but hate watch this series. It just goes to show you engagement is all that matters to these companies, no matter how poorly a product or show is received, because even a pile of garbage like Velma with a 7% rating among viewers can get renewed for a second season if they can bait enough people into watching it. It's a sad day. It's like the announcement of AIDS 2, but hopefully people can learn their lesson from this and not let something like this happen again. And nobody was happier about this Season 2 announcement than the voice of Velma and the executive producer of the show, Mindy Kaling, who unfortunately has had an interview from 2015 resurface where she made some weird comments about her co-star.
And we're just supposed to be having a conversation, but like, he's so tall and he's so handsome that in the middle of it, she was just supposed to be like, "What do you think, Mindy?" And I was like, and I looked around, and I improvised just kissing him in the scene, which was not in the script.
It's not. See, you just went for it. You just started kissing that guy, that picture, yeah.
It was just looming, and then he reacted like that, and I pretended it didn't happen. And then I walked backstage. We have 2 writer-producers, Ike Barinholtz and David Zassin, and they were like, "Hey, man, what are you doing? You could be sued for that." And I got very scared, and then I said, "Tell anyone and you're fired."
So in case you didn't catch that, basically Mindy is stating that while recording lines for a scene, unprompted, she kissed her male co-star and then stated that she would fire anyone who would complain about what they just saw. Now, I think it's safe to assume that last part was an exaggeration or joke, but that doesn't really change the mind of people who took issue with this, besides the initial kiss being at the minimum unprofessional and at the maximum assault. Many people were quick to point out the hypocrisy of this whole interview. If you flip the roles in this scenario, where he was the one doing and saying what she did, the public reaction would have been totally different. That's not a hot take or a stretch. That dude would be getting crucified right now. But instead, she has a studio audience clapping for her and a late-night host excusing her behavior because of how attractive he is. Yeah, believe me when I say the double standard is not lost on me, and I get why people are commenting about this post. But this next one really is hilarious. It's a testament to how bad this series is. It was another Scooby Doo controversy that took place a few days ago. Now, the initial controversy involving Scooby Doo and the Velma show had to do with the fact that Scooby Doo is not even in the spinoff. However, a few days ago, there were several posts on Twitter like this one pointing out that Scooby Doo had finally made an appearance in the series, taking the form of an evil food reviewer named Scooby with an I at the end. And people were quite mad at the fact that the dog of the series was made into a black woman, but it left many people asking if this whole thing was real in the first place, which seems like a very simple question to answer. What is the name of a character from an HBO Max series? Well, hilariously, it took several days before people discovered that the character is actually named Gigi and is completely unrelated to Scooby Doo, and that this post was simple misinformation. However, this whole situation makes me question the supposed high viewership that granted Velma a second season, because for days, not a single internet user could identify a character from the series because it would require them to watch about 6 episodes to get to her part. It's truly a testament to how much people don't want to watch Velma. In fact, Velma is so bad that people are conjuring conspiracy theories saying that this was made for political reasons. According to articles like this, Velma is so bad that it's spawning conspiracy theories that creator Mindy Kaling made what is essentially a parody of what the right wing thinks left-wing comedy is like. As in, a show that is not just a recast of most roles with new races, but also features loads and loads of white guys, am I right, jokes. The idea is that Kaling is a secretly conservative force in media trying to make the left look bad by making a cringy adult cartoon full of this rich white guy has a small dong jokes that the right can point at as everything wrong with race recasted social justice influenced media. While I think it's quite impressive to create a show that's so bad that people must think it's some kind of a psyop to piss off conservatives, that's thinking way too highly of people like Mindy who couldn't write their way out of a paper bag. Oh, and don't bother making valid criticisms of the Velma show on the video subreddit, because the moderators over there will remove your posts for being too political. I don't know what it is lately, but a whole lot of Reddit mods have been getting an even bigger power trip than normal, so it's my duty as a guy who has taken a shower this week to remind them that blindly shielding a celebrity from warranted criticism will not make your fedora any less embarrassing. But I want to end this video on one last point. It's less of a development and more of an analysis of the character Fred from the Velma show. Fred is like the manifestation of every terminally online Twitter user's worst nightmare. Some rich, entitled white guy with zero self-awareness, and yet they create this low-hanging fruit and can only come up with one insult for him, saying over and over again, he has a small ding-a-ling. Now, once again, this plays into the whole double standard we've been talking about. Imagine a series where the main punchline filed against a character is how small her breasts are. Like, haha, that's some real turbo comedy, am I right, guys? No, it's stupid and lazy humor that reflects the horrible writing and jokes this series relies on. It's the exact kind of humor you would expect out of terminally online Twitter users who have conjured up a similar boogeyman to blame all their insecurities and problems on. The character Fred, no matter how boring or unoriginal, is the perfect character to represent this horrible series. Velma is an unmitigated disaster, and the creators have nobody to blame but themselves. And for the good of our sanity, I hope the Season 2 announcement is just an overzealous prediction. But nonetheless, that's going to do it for this video. Please let me know your thoughts about the Velma show in the comments section down below. Please be brutal. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.